Okay, so let's proceed with our today's discussion. Yesterday we had talked about the mouse click. That was the last thing. Let's talk about more on the OpenCV. So we talked about the mouse click. We talked about how to. Okay, we haven't talked about one thing, that is region of interest, and we have also not talked about how to resize the image. Okay, so these are the two things left that we'll be discussing today. So let's start with an ROI thing, that is a region of interest. For that, I will take an example of a dog image or dog face instead. Let's begin. So you see that we are having a dog's image here. My task is that I wanted to extract out the face, only the face part of this dog. So in order to do that, the thing that we'll be using is called as your ROI. Okay, let's begin. First, I'm gonna import my package, and another package will be numpy. We have imported it. I will take the example of this again to pick my circles and the coordinates. Basically, I don't need all the four coordinates to get the ROI. Instead, 2 cross 2 will be enough. That is the extreme x-axis, y-axis position is enough. So this is gonna return me the coordinates. Get my image and read the image by read. I'll take here the dog's face, dog's image instead. That is pug.jpg. Start with y coordinate and x coordinate. ROI equals to image. This thing will remain common. cv2 dot show. We have the setup. Call this as ROI image and display here ROI. The point is, how did I got to know about the coordinates value? That's what the main point is. We will try to find out the coordinates with the help of this function which we have learned yesterday. So get started. Take the pug's image, which is obviously available in the same Google Drive. Now look at here how I'm able to get the face coordinates. There is also a scope here to particularly get the face coordinates here. You can see. Look at here. When I place my pointer on this particular location, I'll get my start x-axis, y-axis. Okay, I got it. And the second I need is the corner one. This is enough. So basically, I need to take the extreme, the x-axis and y-axis at the start position and x-axis and y-axis for the end position. Once we got it, we will simply apply. We got the coordinates, and now we will use it to get my ROI. Okay, this is how it works. Let me save it with the OpenCV ROI. Let me take all this. Okay, let me share the link. So first of all, you all do this to any of the image. I mean, you can change this to any human's face as well. We'll try with that. As of now, I am trying on this particular pug's face. So what you need to do in this program is that you need to find the coordinates position for the dog's face. So here we go. You can place your cursor over here exactly at the start position. This is my cursor, and once I'll click on it, I'll get the x-axis and y-axis position for this, and then the second click should be here. Once I click on it, I will get my n value as well. This is my n value, this is my, and here is my start value. Once I got it, I will have this return, and once we got the return, I can put this on my original image to extract the region of interest. To get the region of interest, you need to just do the slicing of the image, just like the way you sliced in NumPy array, similar to that. So here is my image array. You know that whenever you read that OpenCV, this is nothing but it is going to be your three-dimensional array. Now we need to write here the coordinates of the y and coordinates of the x. So let's start with the start position. Maybe I'll start with 66 colon. N value is 382. I'll increase a little. Let's say 400 or something. Or okay, sorry, 382 it is. So 385. Start value 66, N value 385. First you'll start with this y coordinates. Then x coordinates. 442 it is colon 817 it is saying, so we will go for like 815. That's this is it. That's how the slicing works. Now you can put it under your cv2.im show, and you will able to get your ROI. Run it, and the puppy's face is extracted. This is the original image, and this is the ROI. That's where this particular function could be super useful. Now the program is completed. Please finish it. Once it is completed, you can drop a yes in the chat. CV2 no module name. Did you install it yesterday? So where it was working? Try to check on Jupyter Notebook. Maybe there it will work. If it was working yesterday, today also it will work. Remain same every day. Then maybe it might have got uninstalled. Try to install it again, just like the way we did it day before yesterday. And yeah, one thing, please remember that you should not have the quick heal type of antiviruses, because in that case it creates a lot of issue. Rest all is okay. Okay, I'm gonna go for the next part. This is completed. Do it fast. Those who have joined late, the code is already uploaded. The data set was already uploaded. Images are already there in the Google Drive, so from there you can find it. Next thing that we will be trying next will be related to, that's done, right? When you will click, it will print, no? Just like the way it has printed here in the Jupyter Notebook, also it will get printed below the cell. Are you able to find it? When you will click on it, it will automatically, you need to click on the image, the original image, like this. Suppose I have opened it, it's my ROI, but to get it, you need to basically click here. One click will be at the start, at this particular location, at the top corner, and one at the right corner here. And this is how it will be printed. Doesn't matter whichever the IDE you are using, it remains same. Now, one thing I like to add into this particular example to make it much more better is, as you can see, the dog image is too large for my screen size. It's not getting fitted properly. So in this case, I need to particularly resize my image. So I like to do that. Start with OpenCV with resize, and this is how my images are resized here. Oh, sorry, this was not resize. My bad. This has to be open size ROI, region of interest. Next example and the last basic example will be. So this is done. Shall we move to the next example? Can we have the confirmations in the chat if it is done? Yeah, sure, no problem. You can take your time. Okay, I'm starting with a new example. Okay, so in this particular part, I will be explaining you how we can resize an image. Import CV2. Okay, there are two ways of doing it. One way is I need to do with the help of IMUtils, and the other way is that you can simply do it with the help of resize function. So let's start with first resize, then I'll talk about the drawbacks of that. Okay, now let's read the image. img equals to cv2.imread. Take the path OpenCV, and I will pick here this time. I think one mail is there. Okay, I'll go for let's say I'll go for mail.jpg slash mail.jpg. Okay, now once we got it, let's display it. cv2.im show original image. To end the things, we need to do the wait key 0 and destroy all the windows. Let's run. Now you can see that the problem with this image is that the full face is not visible. It's not fitted on my screen. The image is too large. So what I need to do in this case is I need to definitely reduce the size of the image so that it can fit to my window and I can see the whole image. That's where resize function could be useful. Let's do that. Image underscore resize, cv2.resize, source image img, destination size, that is the new size. Now in this case you need to take the size by your own. Okay, you need to just choose like which size is better. So let's say I wanted to generate a new size which is 500 cross 500. This is my new size. Now I will be comparing this to my original image. Okay, one more thing. Let's print the shape. Image dot shape. This will give me an idea about how large the image coordinates are. Let's print it. So the image is 1280 cross 805. 853. Okay, so basically this is the length here and this is the width, and I'm gonna resize it into 700 cross 700, and let's display this. My original image, my frame, image underscore resize. Okay, now let's observe okay, let's run it. This is my resized image. Okay, so what are we observing in this? The observation is that the ratio at which the original image was there, this is not following it. This is just a simple reshaping of the image according to the size that I have given. If I'll further reduce it, you will see that the image will look like a distorted image, and that is purely due to that it is not following the ratio. It's not following the ratio, isn't it? So what we can do in this case, is there any way through which I can get the same ratio, whether it is 4 is to 3 or whether it is 1 is to 1? What exactly is the ratio? According to that we can do it. Let's use the height, get the height or width value to resize mg underscore resize equals to, let's get the imutils, import imutils. Imutil will be not available to you. Please install it by using exclamatory mark pip install. Whether you are on Jupyter Notebook or you are on Spider, the command remains same. In the Jupyter Notebook, you have to run it in the cell, and if it doesn't get installed, it says that what do you permission denied or something. Then in that case, you need to go to your control panel and you need to install it from there. But I don't think so. You'll get this type of issue. Try to install it. Normally, it will usually it get installed without giving you much of issue. So this is a package that you need. First priority that you install this so that everything works smooth from here.
Sir, what is the immutable? Is it a library, sir?
Package, yeah, it's a library.
What?
It is a library which will be used to resize the image
Okay.
in the same ratio.
Sir, what is IMUtils?
That is what I explained you just now. IMUtil is a package which is used to resize the image in the same ratio as of the original image. You will be having certain ratio by which their height and width are so in the same ratio your images will be also resized. So you don't have to provide both height and width. You have to just provide either height or width, and accordingly the second value will be computed. IMUtil is installed, then we'll move to the next part, do the confirmations. The chat. It's easy, guys. Do it fast. Install IMUtils.
Code is not available in Snipper.
No, because I have not shared it yet. I asked all of you to install IMUtils first. I'm waiting for the confirmation. First install IMUtils, then only the code will work. Otherwise, you all will say that IMUtils not found.
It is showing imported, but not you. But still, I'm getting the resize, image resize.
Okay, now let's see here how IMUtils can be used. So I'll go with IMUtils dot. IMUtils will also provide me the similar function of resizing, provide the input image. And in this case, you have two options. Either you have to provide height or you have to provide the width. You don't have to provide both. If you will provide width, height will be calculated. If you will provide height, width will be calculated. We go with width equals to, let's say I wanted to have the same width 500. Accordingly, your height will be calculated and the image will be resized. tv2.im show, this will be like a frame 1. Okay, time to change here. Maybe I'll just name it as IM resize 1. So this is what your original image ratio was, and this is the distorted resized image, and that's the original image. Now I think original image we can skip because that's totally not comparable. Even the size is too large. This is fine. That's the difference. Here also my height and width is given by the user. Here only the width is given, and according to that height is been computed and your image is resized. So this is the better approach. That's why IMUtils you should use whenever you are interested in resizing the image. Now let me add this code, image resize. So there are two methods we have discussed. First method is simple resizing, where height and width are given by the user. So it takes height and width both of image from user to resize, whereas in the second case, it uses height or width value to resize the image. How it is done. Now once you are done, you can drop it down. Here is your image, it's already there. Okay, enough time given. We can proceed to the video analysis now. Enough for the image processing. We can try some somebody please share the Google Drive link. Let's save here this particular file. Someone please share the Google Drive link with Abhishek. In this case we are gonna take here ROI or OpenCV. We go with so we'll start with OpenCV part, and in this we talked about resizing, right? Basic 1, basic 2, basic 3, noisy, ROI. Okay, we're done here. and same code copy and paste there, it will work. Let me show you a few examples on the of the videos part on Jupyter. There is no difference. Okay, here is my Jupyter notebook. Click on new, click on Python, and we can try the same example. Let me copy here like this. So you can see here that I have taken the image and resizing, right, and execute it, and it will get opened. Press escape button or any button key to remove. Doesn't matter if the code is in Spider or Jupyter, it works in the same way. Both are just IDEs. Download the videos participant, and let's go to start with some video thing. Start with a new file. What is not present in the link? Images. Then how it is visible here if it is not present? Did you click on the image folder first? There's an image folder here, and this was shared I think 2 days back. This is the image. Double click on it. You'll find everything inside there. Link doesn't change, it remains same. I'm hoping that you are not talking about the coding thing. If the code you are talking about, then the latest snipper link was shared. I think yesterday's snipper will also work. Okay, so there is not. Hello, Mr. Abhishek. Are you able to find it?
Sir, while copying to Python, Jupyter, so shall I write that CV2 key 0 and CV2 destroy all windows?
Sorry.
While copying that from Spider to Jupyter, shall I write that two commands like CV2 key 0 as well as CV2 destroy
It
all
should be
windows?
available in the same line. This whole code should be written in the same line. This whole code should be in one cell. Don't put them in different cells.
These two images are not available, which you have shared in this link.
It's
I am not
there.
able to see.
Refresh it.
I have
Refresh it.
refreshed so
How it is possible? What you're saying is not
okay, okay, sir.
completely
Okay,
not
sir.
possible. No.
After refreshing, it is present, sir.
That's what I was telling you. If those who are working on Jupyter Notebook, please write everything in one cell. Don't run them in new line. This is what I just showed you. If you missed out, please watch the screen. If you are working on Jupyter, this is how you should write the code. One complete cell. In that, you have to continue writing the code. Don't write in multiple lines. If you will write in multiple lines, it won't appear, the output will appear, and maybe it will not able to destroy itself, because this is a line which is responsible for displaying. 4 lines should be available as one complete cell. Okay, great. Any other questions?
Sir, in
Unicode.
Jupyter it is keep on running. It is star mark. It is showing.
So it might have already finished the execution. That see where your images are opened, you need to close the image by pressing any key button. That's why it is a star like this. Star. Why? Because it's already finished, and this is where your images will be displayed. And by the way, if your Spider is working, no need to switch to Jupyter. This is just for those people who's were getting the issue of CV2 not found in Spider. Somebody asked me to discuss, that's why I'm discussing here. If your Spider is working, please continue working on it.
Sir, in the previous code, CV2.filter to the this line shows error, sir.
Filter 2D?
In yesterday class, I tried this code for smooth image and the noisy image, but it is showing error
Sir,
me because
yesterday's code, please ask in the end of the session. No? It
okay,
will
sir.
break the flow of the class. So ask in the end of the class. Or you should ask at the start of the class. Okay, let's begin here with our next thing. None type object means your image path is not correct. Don't copy paste the code. Yesterday also I said the path you have to take care of it. Unicode error, none type. These are common error due to the wrong path of the image. When your image is not found, it will return you none type or Unicode error. Like we are getting here none type. None type means image path is not correct. Provide the correct path, it will work. Let's discuss about the videos now. Shall we start with the videos part now? Participants. Okay, let's begin. Import CV2. Capture cap. This is just a variable CV2 dot video capture. Provide the path. OpenCV. There are two videos which are available in the Google Drive, and here are those. One is videocar.mp4 and the second one is simple video.avi. I will read the videocar.mp4 file. Videocar.mp4. Start with while cap is opened, that is, while your capture variable file is not opened. Let's return in the frame with cap.read. This will be returning me two things. Ret will be equals to either true or false if video reads frame successfully. Next is frame, which is equals to frame from video. Now let's go with my gray. Convert my original capture and let's convert it into cv2.convert color. Starts with frame cv2.color underscore bgr to gray. cv2.im show. Let's pick my original image. Start with frame cv2.im show. Pick it as gray and display the gray shade or gray color video. K equals to cv2 dot wait key will be, let's say, certain duration you can provide here. Okay, 60, let's say 60 seconds or something, and 0xff. Now in this case we need to write here if the key is equals to, I wanted to just make sure that it should be closed with not with any key but with the specified keys, which are either Q or escape button. If either of these two are pressed, it will break. Now we need to do the cap.release. This is important. You have to release the capture, otherwise it will not able to read the video and the video will keep on running and then destroy all the windows, just like the way we did it for the previous exam. So there are some changes. In this case only two things were enough: wait key with a 0 second delay and destroy all the windows. So as soon as you used to click on any button, it used to destroy all the windows here. But this doesn't happens here. In this case, you need to provide a longer duration of the wait key, which is let's say 60 seconds here, and then we will wait for any button to get pressed, which could be either a small Q or it could be a escape button, and then it will break everything. Once it will break everything, it releases the captured video frame and then it destroy all the windows. Okay, here are your two side-by-side frames. One is your original video, which is a colored video, and the second one is your grayscale video. Again, remember, grayscale is a two-dimensional frames, and the original one is a three-dimensional. Press the escape button. Start with my video analysis. Display the shape.
Excuse me, sir. Please share code.
It's already
Can you please
uploaded.
share the code and tag?
Code is already shared in the snipper. It's already added in the video analysis. If it doesn't appear, so you can refresh your screen. It will automatically come.
Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Execute the code. This is how it will work. Done.
So, excuse me, I have a question. So, how fast is it reads the frame cap read?
That we can display by the frame size FPS thing. I'll discuss about that. 1 second. I think
Okay.
60 seconds got
Sure.
over. I will discuss about this issues here. Okay, like you can see that when I'm trying to replay here. Okay, see after 60 seconds get over, it automatically closes all everything. So this is an error. What could be the issue, as my code does not show the output? I don't know. If there are no errors, please check the taskbar if the white screen is appearing there, because automatically it doesn't. At the bottom you will find the window where you might find everything.
Sir, where do we get that video? That
Hello?
that video that video link.
Means?
That video link. That this OpenCV / video link. That MP4. That video I want actually, sir. Where it is available?
In the same Google Drive under the images folder.
Here, in the case of wait key, instead of 60, if we press 0 and if we keep pressing every key, it is like a slow motion it is going on. What exactly is happening there? Instead of 60?
You should not use it at 60, because in that case the frame stops here and then you press the button and it goes on. So basically the FPS thing is not implemented, because here this wait key is basically also the wait key before you press any key, and for that many seconds the video will also play. So 60 second means for 1 minute the video will play, and then automatically once the 60 second is over, it will stop. Before that, if
Okay,
you press,
actually, okay, if I give 1 instead of 60, it is not stopping after 1 second. So, is there any problem in my understanding? I just wanted.
so we have increased here the video, and you can see that all your frame has completed, and after that it is stopped. This is just basically when you provide 0, or I mean, apart from 0, if you will provide any video, it will particularly wait for that many seconds before you press. Now you see that it has stopped and it is buffering, right? Because the duration was so less. That's the reason why you need to have a larger duration, like 60 second or something, so that it will slow down the frame rate, and
Okay.
in that frame rate your video will play, and then once everything is over, you should, before it finishes, you should close the window, otherwise it will be like this. But we will talk about the solution. This is where we have to understand that while loop has got some issue, so we need to find some solution, and the
Okay.
solution will be in, shall we talk? So I was talking about that we need to discuss.
Sir, can you share that link, that Google Drive link? I'm not getting.
Somebody has shared in the window. That's a Google Drive link. And kindly bookmark it because the materials are also here. Okay, so let's go for our second part of the video analysis, and let's display all the important frames and all. See, this is the problem here. Now it will basically restart the kernel and everything. So we need to find out the solution for that. You can see that it is showing restarting kernel, and it has basically restarted my machine. So that's the reason why we are going for the larger weight key. And those who are saying that you are not able to see the output, your output is here. You need to click, and then only it will come on the screen. It's in the taskbar. Now, moving to the next topic, which is about discussing the issue of this thing. So what we will do is we will go for discussion over my images, and there we will discuss how does we can make that issue go. So this is your first example. Maybe we can save it as basic one. File save as OpenCV video basic one, or I'll just name it as video one. Let's start with a new file. I'll upload one more video. Okay, I have uploaded that video. You can download it. It's known as a squat_video.mp4. Refresh your Google Drive, you will be able to find it. Rest analysis, I will do it. I'll do it on this. Import CV2, import matplotlib. Instead, I'll just leave that matplotlib. I'll be using in some other example maybe. Import numpy as np. Okay. Let's capture the video. Cap equals to cv2 dot video capture. Let's provide the path OpenCV squat video.mp4. This is gonna return me two things, which will be returned, that will be true or false, and the frame. These two will be equals to cap dot read function. Let's start with setup. Let's say capture a frame, capture a video. Let's grab the frame, grab a frame from video. Okay, it's already done, and I wanted to display this, the frame that we have captured. So let's render the frame. In order to do that, I will be taking the help of matplotlib package. One option is cv2.imshow, which we have used multiple times. I wanted to discuss here the matplotlib library, which can be also used to display the images. Matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Let's render the frame, plt.imshow, and let's display the image, and plt.show value. After this, we need to discuss one more thing, that is, says numpy is not getting used, no problem. When I'll execute it, I'll able to get the one of the frame. Okay, so when you are working on matplotlib, there is a problem. And what is the problem now? If you will look at here, the window size, this image is not a colored image. It looks like something weird. It looks like a negative image and all. Why it is happening like this? Because it has captured the frame, or in fact, if I'll show you the bigger picture with the help of cv2.imshow, suppose I'll go with this just to show you. Okay, one example. See, what happens here is that whenever you execute it, here there is no problem. This is the original color image, because we are reading it via your OpenCV package. But matplotlib is your Python package, so it will basically read it as a BGR form, and that's what it is. That's why it is visible here in some negative format. And the simple reason is that this frame is read in a BGR form. So we need to convert this. Before you do plt.show, we need to convert this frame, which will be equals to frame equals to cv2.cvt color. Now there are multiple options in this. Source will be original frame, and the convert will be equals to cv2 dot color underscore bgr2. Lot of options are there: bgr to gray, bgr to hsv. Multiple options are there. In this, you need to do what? BGR to RGB. Okay, there is blue, green, red to. The original format should be always like red, green, blue. That is what we have done here. Now you see that this was the image which was visible earlier. and this is the image which is basically the displayed by the matplotlib. So if you are using matplotlib, do not use cv2.imshow because both are exactly opposite of each other. No need for these, no need for this. This is how it will be done. Let me share the. Instead, I'll start with a new snipper link. This is too large now.
Can we capture the video? Means like if it is 60 seconds, then can we capture the video from 10 seconds to 20 seconds vowel apart?
We will discuss about those parts as well.
Let's say I want to see the 10th frame, how it can be.
We'll talk about it. This is the first example, right? So let's finish it first. We will talk about
Okay.
everything. And even more than that, there are a lot of things we need to discuss.
Sir, I'm getting this type of error. So what I have to do?
Your path is again wrong. Your code is not unable to read the video. Again, same srcmt. Both of you are getting the same issue. You have just copy pasted the code, but the image path you need to take care. So many times we have discussed about this thing. Please take care of this thing. Most of you are making mistake of copying pasting the code. It will not work like that. If path is right, then your video is not right. Maybe it is not available there. What we can say then? There has to be some mistake always. The error is empty means the path is not found. So you need to take care of the path. My video is already there in this location. You all check if your path is correct or not.
Yes, sir. Video was not present, so I downloaded it. Right now it is working.
Okay. Let's move to the next part. Let's try to understand with what is exactly the frame size, frame width, and the FPS details and all. So let's try to discuss about that. Uh, so in the same example, we will continue using this, and we will basically try to display. So I'll print here a few details about the frame. That is capture.get cv2 dot cap underscore prop underscore frame underscore count. So this will return me the total frame counts. In continuing this, I'll add few more print statements like cv2.get frame count is there, frame height is also there. Next, we need to add is the frame. This is to display the frame height, frame width. That is what is the shape of the frame that is when captured or the videos frame. FPS and cap dot get cv2 dot cap underscore prop underscore FPS, which will be around 30 and all. Let's execute it. Okay, here are my returns. Let me add some details. This is frame count, right? So display frame count, display frame height, frame width, display FPS, that is frame per second. Now execute it. Okay, all are done. Okay, this is much more better. We are able to see the detailed values of my.
The previous program I have executed that the video is not coming. There is no error. So what could be the problem?
Video will be there on that bottom link. Here it gets opened in the bottom. You need to see a white window will be there. You need to click on it, then only it will appear. Correct. You can do that. If you don't want to display them in inline, then you need to make changes. Of course, I think it will be somewhere in the menu part. In some preferences, I guess all three are changed here. Only you can see we are having. Where is it? Keyboard shortcuts, completion and inlining, inline plotting. Where is it? Advanced setting. Okay, wait a second. It's been quite a while. I have not changed it. If anybody just try to find out, it will be somewhere in this case only. Oh, that is okay. But
I'm not able to
here,
see.
new console, restart, rename, show environmental variables. In my case, it doesn't appear like that. This is the plot plane, right? This is console instead. Okay, I need to check. My version is a little older one, I guess. Mine is a Spider 3 and Spider 4, I guess.
Or the previous video, actually, previous program video, that I am not able to see. Even though it is executing, there is no error.
If it is not appearing, you can check. That's what I said. No, you can click on here at the bottom. It will be visible. Second, this is the window which should show the mute inline. I think in Spider 4 version it comes. Yeah, it's done. But the new version has. Okay, one more thing I like to add in this part. Instead, more important than this, that okay. This you can save it as the detail of the images, where we are getting the details of the images part, and I'm able to know about the images much more better. So what I'll do here in this case is that I will basically go through a for loop. Okay, this is done, and after the cap release, I can add that for frame comma frame index idx in a range function. Now I need to read all the frame count. I need to read all the frame count. So instead of going for a while true option, I will basically go for reading the video until its frame count is not finished. So range, and yeah, just for making sure that it is of integer type, I need to typecast it into integer. It will return me return value, and the frame is gonna equals to capture.read function. Get your gray color and destroy all the windows and all. So we just converted everything into blue, green, red to grayscale. Capture.read is done. Displaying the original frame as well as the gray frame by using cv2.imshow, and we will wait for either Q or escape button to get pressed. Then it will break the loop and it will destroy all the windows. Let's run it. Okay, so looks like both the code are not working together. After this is done, should have worked because we have released the frame. Capture.release is done. So it should go for this. Okay, wait key is not wait key. You can write anything in this case actually, because the loop is gonna run for long. Okay, all right, because we have released the capture, so we need to reread it. That's fine. So here we go. This is my video. Now that issue which we had faced earlier won't be found. This will keep on running until unless its frame is not over, and then it will again re-go to the starting position and it will continue.
Like, sir, can you explain about the wait key 60 and ampersand 0x? What is that? 60 seconds.
Now you can provide anything. This will keep on running. Even you can provide one. Doesn't matter.
Ampersand 0x FF, the hex code FF. What?
Only the difference is in one, the speed is, the FPS is not on the original frame. The original frame size, maybe I can try to. This is still fast. I'll go for 25. I think in that case, your video is in the original. This is the original video frame size. Yeah, what are you saying? This part.
0x FF,
Oh.
that is hexadecimal number, and again you are ending with k equal to 27 or in. Or
This is Q or escape button. So either you should press escape button or you should press a small Q button. Then only it will break the loop. Otherwise, it will continue playing the video. So this is the better version of basically whenever you are reading a video and you are not sure about what is the length of the video, and you wanted to not to face that issue which we are facing in the previous example. Like in this case, you saw that after 60 seconds the video got paused. In this case, it won't happen. It will continue in a loop and it will continue running it. So this is much more better. Let me add. In this case, remember the video will only interrupt when you will press a small Q or escape button.
Sir, in Jupyter, video was not played. Directly frame was displayed and their information is displayed.
Don't put the entire code in one frame in Jupyter. This is one part.
Sir, I tried to copy that video into the Jupyter also, but Jupyter also that video is not available.
Copying the video to Jupyter means?
No, that entire code, previous the initial code, that is video, car video. That I didn't get here the video once I run it in the Spider. That original frame and grayscale frame. Same thing I copied into the Jupyter, but even though it is running, no error, but the video is also not coming in Jupyter also. I'm not able to see the original screen,
because in the taskbar your window appears and that's where everything comes in. unless you have made the mistake of not displaying. Anyway, am I expecting that everybody has completed it? Just give me the confirmation if you have finished it here. Let's go for a quick break then.
In both the programs, that is video analysis 1 and 2, we have only compared, means we have only used the OpenCV way of displaying the frame by frame video, right?
So,
Means in matplotlib, why we can't use the plt.show in the for loop?
because plt.show is used for images, matplotlib is not for the videos, right?
Okay, means I just wanted to understand what exactly is the striking difference in OpenCV in the video 2, that is video analysis 2, compared to what we did before. I was just going through line by line. Just wanted to.
So in the
What is the
first
new?
part, Sorry,
What
hello.
is the difference between? Yeah. What is the difference between 1 and 2? What we did? Anything very important which I was missing? I was trying to see.
Yeah, the important thing is this. Here I'm using for loop to read frame by frame and then displaying it. In the previous example, the video part number 1, in this it is all just comparing if the capture is true. If the capture open is true, it will continue running for 60 seconds. The problem is
Okay.
after 60 seconds the frame will stop, which may result into interrupting the kernel as well. So we don't want that issue. Rather than that, let's read frame by frame and display it or run the
So
video.
here, if we increase the wait key, the argument more and more, then the video becomes more slower and slower,
Not like
right?
that. No. Only in one or two, something like that, it is showing uh, video. Let's say this is very fast.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I'll increase it to
100,
60,
let's say.
okay, let's say 100. Yeah, it's making it slow. But in this case, we don't have to worry about much. Okay, you just try to take it as near about, let's say, 25, say. Wait key 25. Okay.
Okay,
So the
okay,
video will run. Okay. What is the FPS?
okay.
It is 30, right? How much
Yes,
it is
yes. So
coming up?
we have to
60.
fix it around the same to make it real time.
So let's fix it to 30, say. So if I'll fix it to 30, so this
Okay.
is the original frame size, and now it will continue running. And it
Yes.
will continue running unless and until you don't press any button, because it is in a for loop. It is not in a while loop.
So it is
If it
not
will be in
dependent
while,
on the video capture. Okay. Yeah.
now it is not dependent on the time duration. Only the time duration is only changing the frame size. Sorry, frame FPS. That at what
Got.
at what FPS the video should. So if you will
So
increase
this.
the weight key higher, it will make your video slower. So fix
Okay.
it to whatever the original FPS is there, and then it will continue running in a loop.
Okay. Till the video ends, right? Because we are
No,
doing the
no,
count
no. That is
till.
where that is what the change is. No, that is what the change is. It is
Okay.
this will continue in a loop. That the one you are seeing that happens when you are working on while it will stop after the
Got
video
it.
ends. That is a difference.
Okay. So here the frame count is 1888, right? That whatever is written, 18888,
Hmm.
1888.
Yeah,
So
one triple eight.
the for loop in the range of whatever, that
Zero
is
to 188,
1888.
1888 or yeah. That's
So it will keep displaying.
now you can say automatically once everything is over, it will close. So it will not interrupt your kernel anymore. In the previous case, the problem is that you have to stop before it finishes its whole FPS. So before the
Sir,
video ends, you need to close.
I have sent the code in WhatsApp snapshot. Please
I
get me
didn't
back
receive
up
it. I didn't receive it. I guess you might have shared with
one number,
somebody
the
else.
70531.
No, that's not mine. The second admin, you share on the second admin.
Okay, right.
Okay, shall we move to the next part now? This is starting with a new example. So in the new example, we will start with what we will say. Yeah, that example. I think somebody asked me about how to read the specific frame, right? Maybe we can take that example, how to read the specific frame, and then so when you apply with the video capture, there will be some frame number, right? That we'll be getting. So if you wanted to capture particularly from the frame count, how do we can do it? We need to basically read it and then, okay, let me try how this could work. So first of all, I need to take the capture and all, my first example instead. Sorry, this one, cap.release. This is gonna take by default the first frame. We have got multiple frame counts. We have got the time duration, FPS is also there, and we have got the frame sequence, which is 1888. Number of frames, frame count we are getting already. Frame count is 1888. Okay. So what we can do here is that we can particularly go for sorry, cv2.show. Okay, let's try to do it with the help of frame we have done. I'm just removing everything. Let me first check. We are getting the frame, first frame. We'll have some method. Let me start with capture, video capture, capture.read. Okay, before we do the capture.read, let's try to set. Here we go. This is what we need to provide. The ID. The ID will be basically one. That could be any number. Value, frame number. Let's say the frame number is 30. So we provided here the frame number, and let's try to run it. This is how you can capture the specific frame. Set the specific frame number. And once you set the frame specific number, it will be displayed accordingly. So this takes two things. First is, I think the set is there. Let me show you that. Cap dot set. We got here ID thing. Okay, we have got prop ID and we have got value. You can give the ID as any number, and value will be the frame. Value will be your frame number. So like this it will work. To capture the specific frame, copy the code and paste it. OpenCV basic part number 3, program to capture and display and show specific frame. Yeah. Program to capture and show a specific frame. Okay, are we done with these examples? So are we done? No, there will be change in the result. So please set first and then read the frame. If you will read first and then you will set, it will not work. Set your initial frame to whatever the frame number you wanted to write, and then it will automatically read your. So
one is for ID, prop ID.
Prop ID is there. One
By
property
default,
ID.
sir, or a property ID. By default, we'll put one or any value you can put.
Any number. This is just a number. ID is there. You can provide here. I'm sure it is not for the color video. No, it's taking one only. By default, it is one. Two is giving error. I think it is camera ID. First is there. You need to take it as one only. Zero will be, I think, the zero will be your primary camera. Okay, zero is also working, but zero is making it to the initial position. So make it as one. Property ID it is, and it's taking your time. Now when you will change this, you will see that the things will be different. You can see now the frame is again different here. Maybe if I'll go for 35, then you will see the change. So every frame will be different from each other, and according to this your frame will be changing. One will be the number, and 35 is what you need to keep on changing. Another example starts. I'm hoping that everybody has finished it here, and we have a quick confirmation in the chat if it is done. Now let's make some changes. So whatever we have learned in the video, like video smoothing and all, this can be applied. Video contours also we can apply here. In the basic part number 2, we have learned about the canny thing. Now I'll change my code from image to video. This is my canny part which we have applied to our images. Correct. So from this, I wanted to apply on my. This is for a video edge detection. So this is we have implemented to my frames. Now what I wanted to do is I wanted to basically run it for the video.avi file, and then on top of that I will apply the same thing. So let's get started with cap, which is equals to cv2.video capture. To my video capture, I will provide here my path OpenCV video.avi. While capture dot is opened, it will return me return, and it will return me frame. which is equals to capture.read function. This is gonna return me frame now. Okay, one more thing I like to take here, that I will resize the frame according to my requirement. So how to resize the frame and generate a new frame? cv2 dot resize. Provide here the original frame. Provide here the new resolution. My new resolution is 740 cross 580. Let's have my effects, which will be equals to 200. Let's have my fy, that is frame y-axis and x-axis, to 300. You can provide this any number. And then there is one more word called as interpolation. Interpolation. I think the options are not coming yet. Okay, no problem. We need to provide the interpolation. Interpolation is basically to fill the missing pixels. Basically, we are enlarging the image, so we need to provide here the option as inter nearest. The nearest value will be placed, and accordingly your frame will be resized. Let us just convert VGR to grayscale. Convert color. Start with frame, and we'll take here my color conversion cv2 dot. For that I will go with gray equals to cv2 dot vgr to gray. So we start with my blue green red to gray scale, and then we got here my gray value to detect. Now that's where this is my original frame, that is my color image, and this is my grayscale frames. We can display them side by side. So cv2.im show, first one will be original, and will display here the original frame, which will be given by your frame here. Next is cv2.im show, the place here by your let's say edges, and in this case we need to detect the edges, and edges will be detected by, now we will need the code. Edges will be detected by your canny with this. First option is this. As we know that as your value will exceed this threshold value, then only that will be considered as your edges. Okay, and you can reduce it. As of now I'll reduce it to 90. Let's say your minimum value is minimum threshold is 60, so, and the maximum threshold is 90. Greater than 90, everything will be detected as an edge. You can also try to have one more option where you can have like edges high, and you can provide some high value of the threshold. I'll write here edges high, and in this case we will start with 100 to 200. Okay, we'll start with my weight key, and I'll go for my 60 value, and rest all remain same. Let's check it out what happens after this. Okay, we got here my edges. This is my two type of edges here. One is edges high, in that the edges are quite sharp, and this is your edges low threshold value. In this case you can see that the edges are not that sharp. This is the new frame size. The original frame size was small, so we enlarged it, we resized it, and this is how it looks like now. That's the difference between a high threshold and low threshold. When you are setting up, you need to provide this value such that your edges are clean and neat and clean, and it is visible. That is done by canny. Now there was one more option we tried yesterday, and that was for your subble, like x subble and y subble. So we can put that as it is. The code remains same, by the way. Okay, I'm not changing anything in the code. You can see that. Here we go. You will select here the x subble. Only I need to replace the image by. Okay, though this is how your color edges will be detected. That's your sobel part. This is your canny part. Two different type of edge detections are there in image video processing or image processing. So we have done it with the help of that. You can increase your kernel size depth. Let's say, sorry, it should be an odd number. Let's say if I'll go for 9, let's say, then accordingly your things will be different. Or if you will reduce it to 3 and 3, then accordingly that your things will be again changed. Okay, so appears to be like this. Okay, let's go ahead with my next part, and in the next section we will discuss about. Until now we were only working on. So edge detection is done. Now we will try to apply the blur. Okay, in this case you can see that I'm resizing my frame size to a new resolution of 740 cross 580. You can provide any resolution here, and in place of your So basically what happens in this case is, in the resize, we are basically increasing the video frame size or video frame resolution. Okay, what is fx? Fx is your scale factor along horizontal axis, that is x-axis. F of y, which will be equals to a scale factor along vertical axis. This is my output frame, which is 740 cross 580.
So scale factor means it is added 200 extra pixels added in horizontal direction.
No, not like that. This is basically the start positions. Frame
Okay.
x-axis, frame y-axis position. The extra value will be added on the basis of this. No, the original was 740. Sorry, whatever the original was there, it has changed itself to 740 cross 580. Okay, we're done here. Let's talk about the next thing, which is gonna be my. So the next example will be on your adding the blur to your videos. We will go with all this thing till here. This is what we need, and rest all is destroy windows and all. So you see that I'm using a while loop in this case. So remember that you should please press the Q button or the escape button before it reaches to the 60 seconds. Okay, now I'll go with my displaying the original image, original video with the cv2 dot original frame. Now apply the Gaussian blur, which will be equals to g underscore blur cv2 dot Gaussian blur. Source is frame, kernel size 11 cross 11 sigma x 0 cv2 dot im show Gaussian frame g underscore frame, g underscore blur, and then it runs to and everything. Okay, this is my original video, this is my blurred video. Abhishek, please do not send the messages on privately. Please change it to everyone. It goes missing. Everyone, please share your whatever you are sending. Just make sure that it is to everyone. The private things that you shared comes hidden. So sometimes it goes missing. From blur to clear, we have talked about already yesterday. The sharpness, similar to that. There were two things we discussed. No, one was the kernel. Different kernels were discussed. One of the kernel was for sharpness as well. This was the example. Filter 2D, and in that we have used this. Apply that, and your video from blur will be sharp, or video, or whatever you are using. So if you wanted to convert into this particular section, please apply it like this, and it will be more smoothed, or you can say more sharpened. Apply on the existing video instead. Okay, we have applied this, and we need to create a filter with the help of this. And get this one, and cv2.im show. We'll start with the Gaussian blur. Change to sharp video or sharp frame. Start with my smoothed one. It's missing in here. Image will be replaced by say g underscore blur or something. Or instead of that, we can have numpy is not found. Import numpy is np. Okay, we got here my sharp frame. This is my blur frame. This is my original frame. You can see that the sharp frame has got changed, but it is not changed that much. So you can make some changes here in the values, and accordingly it will again change. Maybe you can go for a larger number. The array value you need to modify. So according to that, your sharpness will change. But yeah, this is how you can apply this type of kernel you need to create. Okay, that was your answer. That is your final answer, updated one. Now I need to talk about how to capture the web camera. Okay, let's begin with that. How to capture the video from the video camera. Let's go with my new file, import cv2. Let's get my video. Now that's where the things are gonna change. We cannot simply capture here this, but in place of that I'll write 0. What is the 0 indicates? This is again a primary key, primary ID for the web camera. We know that video is nothing but it is continuous stream of the images. 0 here indicates this is your primary camera, which will be obviously the webcam. If you are having an external web camera, then this won't work. 0 won't work. You have to change it to 1. If you are having the primary camera attached to your laptop, then it will work for 0. If you are having an external camera source, then 0 will not work. You have to change this 0 to 1. Now we will run it for the infinite loop. We will check if everything is over or not, and then simply write here while capture is opened, return frame, resize your frame, and display the frame. Along with that, you need to write here the wait key part. Now in this case, whatever the value you will write, it will mean that it will wait for that many seconds after you're pressing button, and then it will release everything. So as you can see in this case, it has just captured the particular it will capture the video from the webcam, and then it will change the resolution and it will display it. This is the main line. Rest all line remains same as it is. The only line that has changed here is cv2.VideoCapture 0, which will basically capture the video frames, and it will display everything. As you can just change one line and it will start reading your video. And confirm me if you are able to see it. This is how to capture the video webcam. All your basics end here. After this, it will be about face detection, eye detection project. Using HAR cascades, we need to display it. Video is working. Video is getting detected. Let's try to detect the face. HAR cascade. Under the HAR cascade, I will upload 2 files, which is basically used. These are like predefined models. The theory part, I will take it on our next session. I just wanted to discuss about the practicals. There are 3 HAR cascades I have uploaded here. One for the eye detection, one for the smile detection, and one for the frontal face detection. Similarly, we can we can create our own models that can detect any object as well, which will be which we can do it in some other models as well. But here, what is our main objective is to detect these few things. It's time to detect the frontal face. It's a simple example, so let's take it quickly. Let's detect the faces. So in order to detect the face, import CV2. Let's resize the resolutions. This is how my video will be captured. So it remains same as it is, no change. Let's add to this face underscore cascade CV2 dot cascade classifier. Cascade classifier. To my cascade classifier, I need to provide my path of the frontal face default.xml file. Please provide the path by using tab options. So here is my eOpenCV, HAR cascade, frontal face.xml. Now take care of the location. File is already uploaded in the Google Drive. Similarly, we'll have the eye cascade. We go with my eye underscore cascade. And this starts with HAR cascade eye.xml file. We are having 2 files here. I'm detecting the face and the eye. We have taken here my video capture 0, which will basically take my video, and I have changed the resolution. This is my original video. So we have taken here my 2 files, which is face cascade and the eye cascades. That's it. Rest all is about my video. So remember that these two files you can find under the R Cascade, which is under your Google Drive. So download these files which are under the R Cascade, and you need to provide again the location. These are basically kind of your predefined models which will help you in detecting the faces and eye and smile. We will use frontal face detection and the eye detection to detect the faces of the person and detect the eyes of the person. Okay, provide the locations, and let's see what next we need to do. So what next we need to do in this case is that we need to first convert this frame, which is of whatever the resolution is there in the original form, and from there I need to convert this into grayscale, BGR to grayscale. In order to do that, I will generate gray, which will be equals to CV2 dot convert color source image CV2 dot color underscore BGR2. Let's replace the image by frame. Pick my faces, which will be equals to face underscore cascade dot detect multi-scale. Provide here gray, and we need to provide here an interesting thing called as threshold value, and one more argument. There are two things we need to talk about here. That is 1.3, which will be a threshold value. Again, you can understand this as a scale factor, which will be basically used to detect whether an image is a face or not. So we are basically creating a classifier model with the help of the har cascade file and detect multi-scale. So first we imported the model, and now using the model we are detecting the scale. Basically, this will be returning me four things: the coordinates of the face once detected. And in order to detect the face properly, we need to set up two parameters. First parameter is my threshold value, and the second factor is number of nearest neighbors. 1.3 is threshold value for scale factor, and 5 is number of nearest neighbors. Number of nearest neighbors. Now, as I told you, the face will return, face will store start coordinate, which will be x comma y, and height comma width. Four value will be returned: x comma y and h comma w of face, of detected face. So x coordinate and y coordinate is the start position, and h and w is the height and the width of the face that has been detected. How this will be useful to us? These faces will be useful in two ways. One, to store only the face portion. Second, this can be useful for drawing a, maybe you can say, a square bound, a rectangle boundary around the face. Okay, let's go ahead and put this whole thing under the loop. X comma y comma w comma h. In faces, we will get the four things from the faces. Let's draw the rectangle. CV2 dot rectangle image. We'll start with my x comma y. Point to x plus w, y plus h. Color of the rectangle 255, 255, 255. That is white color. Width of the rectangle 2. This is to draw the rectangle around the face. Image will be replaced by, of course, my frame. And so you can see that one thing, that to detect the multi-scale, we need to provide a grayscale image. That is why we converted your BGR image to grayscale. And this will return me 4 coordinates. That is X, Y, WH. WH will be width of the face and height of the face. And this is a start coordinate value. Now using that, we can draw the rectangle around the face. This is what I wanted to discuss as of now. You can apply it and you will able to see your